In this orthokeratology case, there's a concern that there's insufficient edge clearance on the lenses as observed with fluorescein through the slit lamp. And I agree with your two assessments that the aggressive editing in the periphery may account for an edge that doesn't fit very well. But at the same time, even with a fantastic topography where no editing or um, changing the Myers is needed, we're really not imaging all the way out to the edge of the lens. So it is an extrapolation and kind of Wade's best guess as to how the edge of the lens ought to align on this patient's cornea. So what we have are baseline topographies as well as topographies after one night of wear. It appears the vision is pretty good after one night of treatment. The patient's close to 20/20 with minimal refraction without lenses, and the topographies look okay, pretty well centered in both eyes. It looks like the periphery might be a little bit loose in the left eye, um, but I'd say overall that looks pretty good after the first night. So that said, I would be inclined to not make any changes to this lens for a few more days. Let the patient wear the lens for a full week, reassess the topography, check the health of the eye, and quality of vision. And we may find that something that doesn't look quite right on the fluorescein doesn't really affect the treatment, and the patient may be very happy with the lenses as they are. So I kind of have a hierarchy that I work with, and of course this is just personal thought. This is by no means um, what I would recommend everyone do, but the train of thought I usually go through with ortho-K patients is this hierarchy here. If there's anything wrong with the ocular health, then to me it really doesn't matter if the vision is fantastic, the topography looks fantastic, and the fluorescein pattern is textbook. We still have to make some changes to the lens, and you can work down the hierarchy this way. If we turn it upside down, the other way to look at it is if the fluorescein pattern doesn't look quite right, but the topography looks good, the patient has good quality of vision, and ocular health is good, then I'm probably not going to make big changes or perhaps any changes to the lens, um, just for the sake of having a more textbook looking fluorescein pattern. So that said, let's say we do want to make some changes to this lens. How would we go ahead and do that? I'm going to bring up the lens that the patient is wearing in the right eye. And so if we want a little bit more edge clearance, all we do is go to the bevel point and we want to lift. And the way to monitor amount of change is to just look at lens sag. We're at 1957 right now. If we lift the periphery, we'd expect the sag to decrease. And to me, about 10 microns is going to be clinically significant. So if we just drag this guy up, we went about 14 microns. So if we want to maybe reduce that change a little bit, sometimes we get some funny numbers here. At any rate, we can change the bevel up and down here, and that will uh, just allow a little bit more fluid to pool underneath the edge of the lens. There's a comparison made to CRT lenses and how CRT lenses tend to show a little bit more pooling. Um, that adjustment will probably be closer to the pink dot. CRT lenses, we don't adjust the bevel that much as we do the a wider margin at the edge of the lens, because with CRT we're really adjusting the fit of the entire lens as it lands on the peripheral cornea, not just the lift at the very edge. So if we needed to make changes there, then it would be here at the pink dot, either up or down. Up obviously would give us increased clearance underneath the lens. Again, changing the dot here would alter the fitting characteristics of the lens. Looking at the post-wear topography for the left eye, if it remains looking this way after a week, one thing we could do is just tighten up the periphery. Perhaps not out here, but maybe here at the blue dot, I would click down a couple points. and it would look like we're going to get excessive central clearance, but really what we're doing is just tightening the periphery. So relative to the original lens, um, the display will show increased central clearance. What we're doing is probably maintain pretty similar central clearance, but bringing the edge of the lens closer to the cornea. So there's a couple ways that you could change the edge profile of the lens. Again, I'm not sure if it's going to be absolutely necessary because it looks like after one day the patient's already off to a good start. Just monitor the ocular health, quality of vision, and see how the post-road topographies are turning out. So hope this helps. Thanks for watching, and best of luck.